All right, next up on the show is Caprice Knight, the owner of You've Got Maids of San. Almost like saying that. You've got maids.
You've got maids.
Right? It just kind of
Throws you back to AOL times.
I love it. So welcome to the show.
Thank
Good
you.
to have
Thank you
on.
very much.
Okay, so how did this whole thing start with you getting on to a maid company?
Mine is not near as exciting as Tim's here. I was in corporate my whole life. I've always done accounting, controller. So I've always been in finance. And being in corporate, I traveled a lot. So I didn't really have an office. And I've been waiting for a couple of years for an office to come available in New Braunfels, and it did. So I got to transfer up here and got a house and found a church. And as soon as I got here, I realized something was missing. I didn't know what it was. And our pastor did a series on just that, like a hole that you're missing. And it kind of put a seed in me. So I kind of started looking for something else that what I might want to do if I wasn't doing finance. And I'm getting our community that I lived in has a Facebook page that just for the residents of that. And everybody was always looking for cleaning services. Well, the pastor did another series and touched on it again. And I thought, okay, I know that's for me. So I gave a 3-month resignation thinking, all right, I'm giving myself 3 months to find out what it is. And You've Got Maids had come up for sale, and I'd been working with somebody on something different, a totally different franchise. And they called me about this one, and I went and met with the owner that was selling it, and he was retiring. And thought, yep, that's it, and bought it. So
that's it.
Totally,
a lot of people
totally
are going to
different.
connect with that because they sit in church and they listen to the pastor, or it could be any kind of conversation.
Right.
People could listen to Timmy and go, you know what, I'm inspired to go do what I want to do, right? And because we come to those crossroad times, like you did,
Yep.
where you got to decide, am I going to do this or this? And those moments are
Yes.
super important.
It was very hard. Very, I'm looking at balance sheets and income statements versus cleaning. It was completely two different worlds, and I had never contemplated that in my entire life. It just fell into place. So I blame my pastor all the time when I see him.
Or thank him. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the actual experience of going from, a high-level corporate employee to an entrepreneur, how did that compare in reality versus what you were thinking going into it?
Oh, good question.
It was completely different. I had the luxury of, in my previous job, it was not a 9-to-5 job. Mm-hmm. So I had a lot of flexibility. I had a lot of my bosses, my true bosses were in Belgium. So it's not like I had a direct report here in the U.S. So it wasn't as hard a transition as you would imagine because I'd always kind of been my own person, my own boss. So, and I came into a great team of employees. They, some of them are still with us today, and it's been 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So it was, the hardest transition was learning the actual business. It's cleaning a house professionally versus how I cleaned my house on the weekends is completely different. So I had to learn that, they had to teach me as well as me, teaching them different things. So it was great teamwork with everyone involved. And our corporate, this is a franchise. We're just individually owned. Our corporate is close to Charleston. And we went to a week training in Charleston. And they are invaluable. It's a great family-owned company that's always there for you. So if I ever, at the beginning, I was on the phone with Frank a lot, I don't know what this is. They're asking me, how do I do this? And I don't even know what they're talking about. So it was a good learning experience, but easier than I would have imagined just because of the support team I had.
And it sounds like you had decided to do a franchise. Were you also looking at another maid franchise, or was it a totally different company?
I had looked, I looked at different franchises in general. I was looking at more different ways of helping people. I was looking at totally different franchises. And this, I was working with a lady that was helping me. She helps franchise, people buy into franchises. And she had suggested a different cleaning company. And I had talked to them, and it's a long process to go through to buy. They have to think you're a right fit for them, and you got to realize you're a right fit for them as well. So, or they're a right fit for you. So I had looked at a couple different ones, and then I found this one. I was kind of had narrowed it down to 2 or 3, but after talking to the franchise owner of this one, I was immediately, he had me sold.
Why?
He and his wife started the company themselves. He used to manage a Domino's, and he saw so many inefficiencies, and he's like, and other franchise owners aren't going to listen to you, and like they didn't him. And so the two of them thought, we can do something like this ourselves. And they saw the need for it in Charleston and started the company there, just them individually, and it boomed. So they moved up to I think it's Hilton Head, and then they just built it. And he just had so much insight, and he's a great guy. We've talked to him many, many times and met him many times. And you instantly knew this is not just about the bottom line for him. He really wants to build his teams. He really wants success for everyone involved. And I really liked that.
So company culture, so client or employee retention is a big deal nowadays.
Yes.
So it's not just about finding employees, it's about attracting and keeping employees. So what kind of company culture do you have in place that really makes it a place where folks want to come and work?
We are very family. Our group is very family oriented together. We know everybody's stories, their history. We know their families. We, as things come up, we work with them on everything. It's very. You do not, let us know in advance, hopefully. But we have people that take off for weeks at a time because certain things happen, and we're good with that. We offer different types of bonuses, not just retention bonuses, but you've gone above and beyond. So we do. And they're not always cash bonuses. They're those gift cards Timmy was talking about,
Go to a Spurs game.
The Spurs games. We haven't quite got there yet.
That
but
would
we
actually
are
be kind of a cool thing.
Well,
and you're a big basketball fan, too.
Yes. We're doing team building. So every 4 months, we're closing the office and half a day and taking the team on team building events. And we just last week talked about this, about getting different ideas. So I think that's a fantastic idea.
Do you ever do anything like that with team building?
Yeah, we have a ton of people. We have a group game is 10 or more tickets to just one game.
Okay, so see, there we go.
I'm happy to help you guys.
Good
So we're
connection.
just-
I want that as a referral.
Yeah, there we
by
go.
We help we did this in a way and I didn't know at the time that I was trying to get away from doing stuff where we're helping people individually. Not that I didn't want to help them, but I would, very big heart, and I don't want to cry all the time.
Aw.
So I thought, house cleaning, that's simple. Well, we help our teams truly, and they help us. It's all retroactive, as much as we help our clients. It's clean. There's a lot of single parents that work with us. A lot of people that have elderly parents or whatever. So it's just we're always there for each other. It's a good family.
Have you seen that TV show on, I think it's Hulu, The Maid, yet?
I've heard of it, but I have not seen
Hulu,
it.
H-U-L-U?
Yeah, H-U-L. Have you not heard
It's got
of
to be
Hulu?
a branding issue there.
You
Hulu
have
the
never
Maid.
heard
Oh
of
my
Hulu?
gosh, Mark, where have you been
No,
living?
Hulu the Maid. Wait.
No,
what are you
it's
talking
just
about?
called
No,
The
it's
Maid.
a TV
Oh,
show
it's on
called The
Hulu.
Maid
I know
on
about
Hulu.
Hulu.
I was like, you don't know.
Stop it. I thought you were talking about a character. Have you heard of Hulu the Maid? I'm like,
Have you
who's
heard of
Hulu the
Netflix?
Maid?
No.
No, it's
I
a
don't know.
TV show, and it's about a young woman who, she goes through a breakup. She has a young child. She becomes a maid. I haven't seen it, but I've seen a lot
Is
of
she a
TikTok.
hit person?
Huh? A hit person?
She's not a hit person? It sounds like
Mark,
maybe a big
apparently
apparently
never
the
seen
TV
it.
you watch is a little different. It's a drama.
But have you watched it?
No, I haven't. I've only seen clips on TikTok.
Okay, and they're not about her killing people, right?
No,
All right, cool.
she's a maid.
I don't know, because I'm thinking that's a code
Hi,
for a
I
hit
think you're talking
person,
about the
right?
cleanup.
You're on
or
this
the cleaner.
podcast to talk about your cleaning business,
like
but
two
let me
different-
talk
not your
about a
hit
hit
ser- not
show.
No, that's funny.
Sorry, man. Look, I was a cop for a long time. I see things differently. I don't know.
If Mark goes to order your services, be very careful.
It's going to be a crime
Do not
scene
call. You've
cleanup.
got maids for your hit jobs.
Well, we were on Pulp Fiction when they called, right, for
Yeah.
the
The
wolf
cleanup
or
or
something like
something.
that. He came. So when it comes to like nonprofit stuff, are you guys involved in anything in that side?
We do. We partner with a company called Cleaning for a Reason, and they help women. It's mainly women in stage 4 cancer who need help with their homes, and so we partner with those and help clean. It's free of charge, and we'll help clean their homes. And then we do a lot of things that are not through that organization, but like through people that call us and they have people or they know people that are in need. We've helped a lady for a year or so that had really bad MS, and she was in a wheelchair and couldn't get to her cabinets and stuff. So we do try to keep it through an organization, but just as much through an organization, we do off, one-offs that people that call in and say, "Hey, I have a friend," and we're like, "Ugh, okay."
That's
so
really
we love
cool.
doing that.
Yeah, that's giving back to the community. You guys are out of New Braunfels, you said? Is that
No,
where you're-
we're actually San Antonio.
Okay.
But we service all of San Antonio up through Spring Branch, Chevano Park, and then down through New Braunfels. Right now, New Braunfels is our cutoff part because it's it's a fairly large area. But we're hoping to eventually put in a little unit there, Cibolo Shirts, New Braunfels area, so we can reach more.
Who's your ideal client?
Anybody really. Our target audience is residentials. That's our main, because they're recurring. Usually we do 1 week, 2 week, or 4 week. And then, they like spring cleaning and getting back to school specials and stuff like that. But we also do commercials and commercial buildings and businesses. We work with some real estate people for move outs and make readies. So we've got a couple Airbnbs. So it's just really almost anybody. We don't do large commercial buildings. Those are more janitorial. But anything that's more, house cleaning or.
If all of your customers could be made up of one type, what would you choose?
Oh, people that are neat freaks already. No, really, sometimes those are not. Usually there's a lot of people that use us that already, you walk in your house and really it looks like a maid just left. They're very clean, but those are the ones that want their baseboards, their blinds, above and beyond. And then you have people that are, average Joe like myself, that you need to come in, wash the dishes, make the beds, clean the bathrooms, So it's just there's really no ideal customer. They're all
So you really
great.
cover. So I know there are companies out there that won't do like laundry type stuff, but they do more of the cleaning. But you're doing a bit of both.
We do a little bit of both. We actually have also started. If you're a customer already, and it is a separate price, but we can customize your packages. So sometimes we'll come in and they'll say, "Hey, this week can you come in and do carpet cleaning?" So we have the supplies to do carpet cleaning. If we can do, if they're move outs, a lot of times they'll need us to do junk removal. We'll do junk removal or pressure washing. You need your yard, your driveway pressure wash before you move out or whatever. So we'll clean garages. We're pretty versatile. We were trying to partner with a company that actually was a moving company. We were going to offer one-end service from start to finish on moving. That company we were working with took a different route, so it's something we're still kind of considering.
How do you approach cleaning? Is it a single or is it like a group event? In other words, do you have one person that goes and does it, or do you have like 3 or 4? Or what's
we
that look
always
like?
send 2, a minimum of 2. Depending on the size of the job, we've done some here lately that are ranch cleanouts. So they're further. They're like in Dilley and some of the further destinations. But we'll send 3 and 4. And we did one a couple of weeks ago. It was a 3-day clean. It was a huge thing. And it took 3 people, almost 3 people, 3 days. So it depends on the size of the job. But it's normally for recurring residential, it's usually 2 people.
That's interesting because usually you don't hear of a cleaning company doing like junk removal. You got to get the junk removers, then you got to get the cleaners, and you got to get the da-da-da-da-da. So having it all in one package is really unique.
Right. Yes, we try to do that. We've done some that are people that like to collect a lot of stuff in their house and they need people to help remove it.
Yeah, we're not going to say
help do
hoarder,
that. Okay, hoarders. So we're just there to help. So whatever you need help with, we try to accommodate.
What's one of the biggest challenges that you've faced in really kind of, either launching the business or keeping the business going? What is the thing that is kind of your biggest challenge?
Like most businesses right now, personnel.
Yeah.
It's good. It's easier to get people who will want to work. It's hard getting someone people think that this is very easy. It's cleaning your house, and it's very much not. We carry a lot of equipment. We carry backpacks, kind of look like Ghost, if you know the movie Ghostbusters with the backpack on. Because those get in the corners and under furniture, and you're taking the equipment up and down stairs and in and out of cars. And
very physical.
It's very physical, and the way we price things is usually the big thing is how long do we think we're going to spend there. It's based on time. So, we don't price a job for someone to go in and take at a slow pace. It's very fast paced and very physical. So getting someone that can do and get to do it quickly as well as efficiently is kind of hard.
All right, cool.
Personnel.
Well, great conversation. I enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about You've Got Maids. I love that. It's so easy to say, right? What do you think of that name, Timmy?
It's already like stuck in my head.
It is, right? And that's part of the goal.
Yeah.
How long is You've Got Maids? How long have they been in business as a franchise? When did they
Since,
start?
I believe 85.
Oh, wow. So they've been
Yes.
around a minute.
Yes, sir.
Was the movie even made then?
That's probably right when
you're
that
right.
When the
movie
movie
About
came
the
out?
You've
time,
Got Mail
probably.
came out, right?
Yeah, it's been around for a while. So 85? No, 95. I'm going to take that back. It was 95.
Okay, so the movie was definitely.
Yeah.
on
Brett's
that
like, I'm not
case.
saying anything.
95.
Wait a minute.
But like I said, it started off as just a couple, a married couple.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like most of those names, there are very few that are just completely. Crükus is probably one of the most just completely original ones I've heard.
Right.
Because most people, it's like, well, I heard somebody else doing it, and then I tweaked it like this, and now it's mine. So like, You've Got
Right.
Maids. I've heard a lot like that. And why reinvent the wheel? It's already
Exactly.
catchy.
I had to reinvent the wheel. I just made
Marc
up a word.
reinvented the wheel.
What was I'm thinking of the movie too, but hold on. I'm just remembering now. This goes further back. Remember the You've Got Mail?
Well,
it
that
was like,
AOL.
AOL.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what the
crazy.
movie's based
Yeah.
on.
Wow.
That's actually was stuck in. I don't think I've ever seen the movie You've Got Mail. Who was in
so
that?
Cute.
Do we know?
Meg Ryan
Yeah.
and
Tom
Tom
Hanks.
Hanks.
That's what
Right.
I was thinking of
Yeah.
initially, but I forgot. It's got like a whole history there. No, I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I get that one with Sleepless in Seattle. I get those two.
Oh,
mixed
yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah.
They're
It's
in
like
a
the same
bunch of
movie.
them. There's also Joe versus the. I'm a big Meg Ryan
Me
and Tom
too.
Hanks fan, so I have like every movie that they're in together. They're a great couple, but they're
Yeah.
not a couple.
What was the Joe movie you're talking about?
Joe versus the volcano.
Oh.
Probably their worst
A
one
true
together.
fan. It's a terrible movie, but it's
terrible
wonderful.
All right. Well, Caprice, if folks want to get in touch with you, how do they do that? How do they find your business?
They can call us at 210-590-6243. And they can, we're on Facebook, Google, anything, just Google You've Got Maids of San Antonio. You can get us.
Love it. All right, as we wrap up the show, quick reminder to check out our latest podcast. You can catch video versions of the show anytime by visiting our website at satalkradio.com, or, of course, all of our social media. That's going to be it for us. Good job, everybody.
Well, thank you.
Was it easier than you thought?
It was.
Yeah, good.
That was nice.
Not so bad.
Very, very comfortable. I appreciate you guys having us.
When we first started talking about it, I think you were were you nervous about it or no?
Yeah, probably a little bit.
Really?
I think so, but no, definitely pretty
Easy
easy.
peasy.
Pretty easy stuff. A lot of fun.
Cool. All right, thanks, Heather. Appreciate you coming in.
I'm glad to be here.
You guys have a great week. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.